People in the district under the age of 18 will have a curfew this weekend. This comes after the mayor signed emergency legislation to enact it earlier this week. We have more details ahead. Airports in our area are already seeing a significant amount of delays and cancellations following the mandated FAA flight restrictions that went into effect Friday. We'll have the latest coming up. After looking for a new home for some time, the Toys for Tots program in Montgomery County has finally found one. We have more on their new location in just a few minutes.
It'll be a pleasant night tonight, and your Sunday will be just as nice as it was today temperature-wise, but then those temps will take a bit of a tumble. We'll talk about that coming up.
And we're helping you stretch your dollar by telling you when's the best time to buy your plane tickets.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 9. I'm Kevon Dupree. Ben Dennis has the night off. New tonight, a man was arrested after a deadly stabbing that happened Friday night in Annandale. Police say officers responded to the scene of the 3900 block of Terrace Drive just after 9:30. There they found a 26-year-old named Isha Karoma suffering from a stab wound to her upper body. She died at the scene. Police say 42-year-old Musa Cargo was identified as the suspect. Officers say the incident doesn't appear to be random, and the two are believed to have known each other. Cargo was charged with second-degree murder. DC police say a 16-year-old girl was arrested Thursday in connection to a carjacking that happened in June, which resulted in a man being dragged by his car for several blocks. Police say on June 7th, a man pulled over in the 1100 block of Rhode Island Avenue Northwest and exited his car. Then someone entered the driver's seat of the car and tried to drive away. The man attempted to stop the person from driving off, which led to him being dragged for several blocks and sustaining serious injuries. Following their investigation, officers arrested the 16-year-old Thursday. She is facing multiple charges, including carjacking and reckless driving. People in the district under the age of 18 are facing a curfew this weekend after recent scenes like this one at Navy Yard on Halloween. Mayor Muriel Bowser signed off on emergency legislation to extend this summer's restrictions. The curfew states that anyone under 18 cannot be out between 11 p.m. and 6 a.m. The curfew also states that anyone under 18 gathering in a group of 9 or more in any public place within the curfew zone must leave the area unless they are engaging in exempted activities. All right, and now we want to get a check of the forecast, and for that, we're going to bring in meteorologist Scott Sumner. And Scott, it was nice weather out today, cooling down though.
Yeah, Kevon, absolutely. It's cooling down a little bit and getting down into the lower 50s tonight. However, stating that, it won't drop much further than that, and will rebound nicely, getting back up into the upper 60s. Well above normal here for us, in some 5 to 10 degrees in a lot of places. Our satellite view shows those clouds hanging around from time and again, but they are also starting to break apart just a little bit. We are waiting for this front off to the west and the shower activity in the form of rain and even some snow behind it, close to Milwaukee, to move through, and that's going to kind of happen to us, where we'll have some rain here, and only the mountains and the highest of elevations will see a little bit of snow, and I'll talk about that in the main weather. But planning your evening tonight, no rain, no snow. It's just partly cloudy from 11 to midnight and to 1 o'clock in the morning, with temperatures dropping down into that lower and middle 50 mark. All right, so how about the headlines here? So a pleasant and dry night tonight, mild with spotty showers on Sunday. Much colder air starting to come out in, and that cold air is going to lead to, like I said, some snow showers and snow flurries up in some of the mountains. We'll talk about that in just a few moments. Back to you.
All right, Scott, thank you very much. We are now in day 39 of the government shutdown. You're taking a live look at Capitol Hill. The Senate is working through the weekend for the first time since the shutdown began over a month ago. Yesterday, Republicans rejected an offer from Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer to reopen the government and extend expiring health care subsidies for a year. Democrats twice yesterday blocked a proposal from Republican Senator Ron Johnson to pay accepted employees and members of the military during the shutdown. Some Democratic lawmakers say it would give President Trump too much authority to pick and choose when federal employees are paid and when. Even though lawmakers are working this weekend, no votes are scheduled. And Americans continue to feel the effects of the government shutdown, even in the skies. Here's a live look at Reagan National Airport, where the airport dealt with a significant amount of delays and cancellations yesterday. Yesterday was when the mandated FAA flight restriction went into effect across the country. The FAA blaming the reduction on staffing shortages. Our Daniel Hamburg has the latest.
It's a waiting game for thousands of travelers at Reagan National Airport on the first day of flight reductions mandated by the FAA.
It's pretty burdensome on the travelers like us, but hopefully the shutdown ends soon and flights are back on track.
According to FlightAware, Reagan National had about 350 delays in and out of the airport Friday and about 160 cancellations. The FAA says the average delay, 4 hours.
We found out that the Portland, Oregon air is going to be 3 hours late from departure.
Despite the delays, Janelle Handegard and her group's spirits are high.
I think we're doing okay. We got a good book to read. Yeah, so we're going to be fine.
Knowing what was coming, some changed their plans.
We're supposed to go as a group. Most of the group canceled, some had changed. In fact, this morning somebody changed from 5 p.m. to 10 a.m. He has to leave as early as possible.
Abby Awumi was one of the lucky ones with an on-time flight to Miami.
DC, I'm surprised, it looks like nobody's traveling here. It's kind of nice and clean. There's nobody here.
For air traffic controllers still showing up, a sign in the tower reads, "Will Vector for food," a nod to still directing planes without getting paid.
And that was our Daniel Hamburg reporting. Make sure you're checking with your airline before getting to the airport to avoid the disappointment of delays and cancellations. If you're flying out of BWI or Dulles, a bit of good news: international flights are largely unaffected. The Loudoun County Sheriff's Office is asking for anyone who may have been victimized by a man referred to as the Sus Candy Man to come forward. Deputies received reports of an incident involving a child on November 2nd in the Amberley neighborhood of South Riding. There, officials identified 56-year-old Vinod Kumar as a suspect. According to deputies, Kumar is a resident of the neighborhood who is reportedly known as the Sus Candy Man or Sus Candy Guy by local children. Kumar was charged with aggravated sexual battery of a minor and taken to the Loudoun County Adult Detention Center, where he is being held without bond. 2 firefighters accused of spraying a baseball field with thousands of gallons of water while a team was getting ready for a game won't face any legal punishment. The case went to trial in Montgomery County Friday. Christopher Riley and Alan Barnes faced several misdemeanor charges. Investigators said the firefighters were responsible for spraying the Blair Local Park baseball field with thousands of gallons of water while the Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts collegiate baseball team was getting ready to play back in July. Because of what happened, the team had to cancel its game. In court, Riley took full responsibility for the incident. He said he wanted to get the team's attention. Riley claimed several baseballs had flown over the fence and damaged property at the nearby fire station. Because Riley took responsibility, the judge absolved Barnes. The judge also said the water did not cause any significant damage to the field, and he found Riley not guilty of the charges he faced. Thunderbolts founder Richard O'Connor and Riley's lawyer Rand Lucy weighed in on the verdict.
I'm not quite sure he understands how much it takes to get a team up and running, and when you can't play a game because of poor field conditions, that's destruction of property.
Happy that that the whole story came out, and not happy about the situation or proud of any of this, but just happy that the whole story came out.
And we asked Riley for comment on the ruling as he was leaving the courthouse Friday, but he declined. And it just may be a Merry Christmas after all for tens of thousands of children in Montgomery County. You may recall we told you last month the Toys for Tots program there needed a new home. DC News Now's Dave Lavelle tells us where their new home will be.
I really feel overwhelmed but excited and blessed.
Elizabeth Scott received her Christmas miracle. This empty warehouse along Atlas Drive in Gaithersburg will be converted into Santa's new workshop for disadvantaged Montgomery County children.
In the 60 years I've been doing this, I have never had this much of a problem to find a location. Never.
Scott oversees Toys for Tots. She started to look for a place to set up shop back in June. No takers. That changed earlier this week, thanks to a friend in the real estate business who knew someone with available property.
I worked and waited so long for someone to come and say, hey, we have a space for you.
The warehouse replaces the old AC Delco warehouse in town that served as the collection and distribution center last year. That property has since been rented as Toys for Tots scrambled to find somewhere else to organize its toy drive. This warehouse turned out to be Scott's final hope. Without it, she feared this Christmas would not be a merry one for many Montgomery County children.
I didn't think it was going to be possible.
Collection drive should start sometime next week, at least a month behind schedule. Those collections end December 19th. In Gaithersburg, Maryland, Dave Laval, DC News Now.
And today, a block party was held to celebrate the legacy of the U.S. Agency for International Development after being shut down earlier this year. USAID was shut down before the Trump administration moved to close the agency. Organizers say after the layoffs, many employees face uncertainty and economic instability. The block party was held today to help celebrate all of their hard work.
People talk about the destruction, the death of USAID, and we're here to remind people that we're not dead, we're not destroyed, and we're gonna keep fighting for what we believe in, and that really is that this belief in humanity and belief in service for each other and community.
The block party was 80s themed and featured live music and many family-friendly activities. And we have some encouraging news for Washington Commanders fans tonight. Head coach Dan Quinn says quarterback Jaden Daniels will not need surgery on his left elbow. It is also being reported that there is no ligament damage in that elbow. Daniels dislocated his elbow during the Commanders' loss last Sunday to the Seattle Seahawks. It's still uncertain if the star quarterback will return to action this season. Fans of the Burgundy and Gold are advised to get to Sunday's game at Northwest Stadium as early as possible. It's all due to heightened security because of one fan who will be on hand for the 4:25 p.m. kickoff. That fan, President Trump. Fans will be subjected to TSA-style screening points. The Commanders Salute to Service game honors service members ahead of Veterans Day on Tuesday. Again, kickoff against the Detroit Lions is at 4:25. And ESPN reported earlier today President Trump is pushing to have the Washington Commanders' new $3.7 billion stadium named after him. The stadium will be built on the site of the old RFK Stadium. The White House has not confirmed the story, but a message to DC News Now from White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said, quote, that would surely be a beautiful name, as it was President Trump who made the rebuilding of the new stadium possible. And coming up, the anxiety at airports is sky high with cancellations and delays. And look at when it's a smart time to book a flight. And the time is now 9:13. You're taking a live look at the Kennedy Center. Scott Sumner will have a full forecast coming up.